All right, so now that we've got our main body done, we need to get the fins and the air scoop put in. We're gonna add our fins up here and our air scoop over here so that it makes it really easy to cut out. Okay, now the fins are 75 centimeters tall and long, and the air scoop is also 7.5 centimeters tall and wide, or the bottom part is. So this makes it really easy since they're both 7.57 centimeters tall. We can just draw a line across the top and all of the fins and the air scoop will fit underneath it. So it'll make it a lot easier for us. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna set my ruler at 7.5 centimeters right here. Put a little mark at the top. Go on the bottom. Set it even with 7.5 centimeters. Put a little mark at the 0 line. Then I'm going to use my ruler across the top. To draw a nice straight line. Remember, this is 7.5 centimeters distance here and here. Now, these fins are 7.5 centimeters wide as well. So what would be the easiest is we just make two squares that are 7.5 centimeters tall and 7.5 centimeters wide. Then we can draw this little diagonal piece in them afterwards, okay? So that's what we'll do. I'll set up my ruler on the left side here, and I'm gonna measure over 7.5 centimeters. And then if you want to draw your second square right now, we just do 7.5 times 2. Well, 7 times 2 is 14, 0.5 times 2 is 1, so we just put another mark at 15 centimeters. You could also do 7.5 to the first one, move your 0 line, and do 7.5 to the second one. That would be fine too, they both work. I'm gonna go to the bottom here now. Do the same thing, line it up, 7.5 and 15 centimeters. I got my lines set up. All I need to do is connect them. So I can do both of those now. There's 1, and here's 2. All right, now the way these fins work is there's a 12 centimeter bump up on the bottom and on the top here, and then you draw your diagonal between them. That was pretty easy to do. All we need to do is measure 12 centimeters from this edge right here and from the bottom right here, and wherever that ends up, we just connect it with a diagonal line. We'll do that on both of these, and in fact, we can save ourselves some time by doing 12 centimeters top, 12 centimeters here, or 12 millimeters here, sorry, and 12 millimeters here, and then we don't have to do quite as much measuring, so take a look. I'll line up my 0 line with the top, and I'll put a mark at here's 1, 1.1, 1.2. I'll go to this middle line, line up my 0 with the bottom line here, measure up 1, 1.1, 1.2, draw a little dash. And then over here, I'm just going to line up the 1.2 line and make a mark at 0. That way I don't have to turn my ruler and paper upside down, although you could do that if you look and I line up my 0 line, my little tick that I made is exactly at 1.2. Okay, now I can connect this one to this one and this one to this one, and we'll make our fins. The most important thing here is that we need to draw the line where it crosses this line here and this line here. I don't want to draw it too low, I don't want to draw it too high, so I'm going to put it right where that little check mark crosses my main line. There we go, that'll work. And now I can do the same thing on this side. There we go, that'll work. And I'm gonna make a note to myself here that I'm gonna cut out this section, so I'm just gonna kind of put a little squiggly in it That way I know that I'm going to cut these out and I'm going to leave this piece because I'm looking for this fin. So this would be fin 1 and fin 2. Okay, finally we need to do the air scoop. Now the air scoop itself is also a 7.5 centimeters square. It's 7.5 centimeters tall, and the base is 7.5 centimeters wide. However, we have these little things on the side here that we are going to need to fold down. So what we're going to do first is we're going to measure over 9 centimeters, or 0.9 centimeters, then 7.5 centimeters, and then another 0.9 centimeters to get the total bottom width of this. Okay, so I'll do that now. So I'm gonna give myself about 1 centimeter here, and I'm gonna start that air scoop right at this line. This measurement doesn't matter here because we're gonna end up cutting the space out. I'm just giving myself a space to count. So here we go. We've got, in fact, it'd be much more helpful to have a sharp pencil or a mechanical pencil here. So I'm gonna grab a mechanical pencil, or I would sharpen up my regular pencil. Make a nice clean line, because we're gonna be counting out some millimeters here. So I have to put a line at 9 millimeters or 0.9 centimeters. That's this distance right here. Then I'm gonna move my 0 line, line it up with the mark I just made, and put our 7.5 centimeter line. And then I'm gonna line up my 0 line again, mark over 9 millimeters or 0.9 centimeters. Okay, now I've got this bottom piece, 9 millimeters, 7.5 centimeters, and another 9 millimeters. So now I need to copy that over to the top. All right, so here we go. What I really want to do is I want to make this square shape first, because that'll be a lot easier if we have this internal square right here made. Then we can make these little side pieces a little bit easier. So that's what I'm going to do. So to make my square, this little line is this little line right here is 1.9 centimeters from this edge. So I'm going to go up here, line up my 0 line, 1.9 centimeters, make a mark. And this line down here is 9.4 centimeters. So I'm going to line up my 0 line and put a line in here at 9.4. Now I can connect these two. All right, I got my nice square shape. Okay, now I can put in the little wings. They're 3 millimeters wide at the top. So all I need to do is set up my line at 3, 1, 2, 3, put a mark at 0, move my 0 line over, make a mark at 1, 2, 3, connect the lines. All right, and I've got my hood scoop made. This is the hood, or we could call it hood scoop, air scoop. And let's label some cut lines here so we know what we're doing. On the air scoop, this internal square is going to be a fold. And this is going to be fold as well. The rest of the lines are going to be cut. 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 And over here for the fins, all of the lines are going to be cut lines. So cut there, cut, 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 and cut. All right, so here we go. We are all set up with our entire piece of cardstock and ready to cut it out.